It's so good to see because it does finally feel like it is time, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in the 60s all week too, so the flowers are going, yeah, bring it on. You know, they've certainly benefited from the warm, dry weather, even though we haven't had a lot of sun. Let's take you and show you what it looks like outside in Portland right now. Wells Fargo Skycam. We're at 54 degrees, and we've had some light rain from roughly I-205 northward. South of there, not so much, and you can see what the temperatures are doing. We're in the low to mid 50s up here in the northern part of the area, but if you go a little farther south, like Salem, still at 61, Corvallis still at 58 because they're not getting the rain. You can see on Doppler radar here too how this has played out, and this is actually the rain that's been as far south as about Tigard an hour ago, even 20 minutes ago, has now receded and pushed back to the north and east. So yes, we've had a few light sprinkles of 1/100th of an inch of rain here downtown Portland. 300th at the airport, 100th in Vancouver, but nothing in Aurora, nothing south. But look at Astoria now, up to over 3/4 of an inch and over 1.25 inches up at Hoquiam and Grays Harbor. So it's really come down pretty good on the Oregon coast. Of course, we are now just hours away, 8 hours away, roughly a little bit more, from the beginning of spring. And that, of course, is when the sun will be beaming directly over the equator as it's marching north towards the Tropic of Cancer. It'll be directly overhead on the beginning of summer at the summer solstice. But this is the equinox, which is Latin for equal day and equal nights. We had that day actually a couple days ago when our sunrise and sunset times matched at 7:19, I believe. The reason it's not on the day of the first day of spring when the seasons change is because there is atmospheric refraction changing the time of sunrise and sunset just a little bit. But this is the day, tomorrow's the day, where the sun will rise due east and set due west. Set your compass. 61 was our high today in Portland. We talked about the record highs across much of central and southern Oregon. 81 in Bend, 80 in Baker City, even there at 4,000 feet. Tomorrow, sunrise at 7:13, sunset already 12 hours and 10 minutes later than that at 7:23. It'll be cloudy in the morning, and then the rain's going to pick up as we go later into the day. As our atmospheric river, it's been up over Washington, is beginning to break apart a bit, but it's going to sag south as a cold front tomorrow. Bring us rain and then some cooler temperatures, but really it moves through. The timing's pretty good because after Friday night clears out. We end up with some dry weather right on through the weekend and Monday, and then it's going to be Tuesday when precipitation returns. All that hot weather in the desert southwest will finally begin to relent and recede to the south as our weather pattern shifts here on the west coast. And there's the system on Tuesday and Wednesday that should bring us some fairly decent mountain snowfall. In fact, the models have ticked up a bit in their forecast, up to about 8-9 inches. I think it may end up at about a foot from that storm Tuesday into Wednesday next week. So there should be some pretty good spring skiing. We're at 54 right now. The freezing level still very high, just shy of 11,000 feet. Cloudy overnight tonight. We've had a few sprinkles, but the rain will hold off till tomorrow for the most part. We'll top out at 60. Then we stay out of the 60s for the next 5 days, top out in the 50s, but still very pleasant, very seasonal, and a really nice weekend. Watch that Sunday morning low, though, at 34. That means there's going to be areas of frost out there. So if you were an overachiever with your garden in this warm weather and got it out there.
I was thinking about it.
Exactly. Some of those plants may need protection Sunday morning.
Good advice there.